I changed my mind. Oh, we have a bit of a change to today's brew day. Said I was going to brew a bitter and I had all intentions of doing that. I ordered the stuff after drinking the Arrogant Bastard Ale, and it's a little bit strong, so when I was trying to look for the grains and what I wanted to order, I thought, you know what, I can't be bothered. I saw a little drop down box, kits, and I thought, you know what, I've had the Arrogant Bastard at 7 point whatever%, and I just wanted to sit down. Anyway, I was looking at the kits and I thought, you know what, let's have a dabble with a kit. I went for the RyePA. The RyePA all grain kit from BrewUK. You get to pick what yeast you want, although they charge you for whatever yeast you use, so we just went with USO5. I'll run through what's in the kit. Before I do that, I just thought, instead of me going through ordering all the different grains and whatnot, this sprung out of me and I thought, just add it to the shopping basket. Let's complete it so I can go downstairs and relax with the rest of the Arrogant Bastard at 7+%. And that was that. And then I started thinking, well, you know what, I have only been brewing recipes that I've been putting together. Maybe it's a good thing I change it up a little bit and go for a ready-made kit. And then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, actually, this could be something we could do in the new year a lot more, and pick different kits and give them a go and see what we think about them. Another good thing is it's going to be a little bit more interactive, I think, for people, because you can look at the kit that I'm brewing from a certain place, and if it takes your fancy, then you can watch till we get it poured out and have a taste of it, and maybe it might persuade you or put you off having the kit or buying the kit yourself. And also I thought, if people have tried kits before and want to know what I think about them, they could recommend one, and then I could brew it up on the video and say, you know, who's put me onto it, etc, etc. So I think we're going to be exploring kits, all grain kits, a little bit more. Now, I wasn't really thinking all too clearly, because I was on the Arrogant Bastard when I ordered it, because the reason why I was going to do the bitter is I could get it turned around ready for Christmas. And I ordered the RyePA a little bit tipsy when I ordered it, and then the next day realised this probably ain't going to be ready for Christmas. Careful! I'm thinking it's going to be very young in the keg when Christmas hits, which is going to be fine for me. I ain't bothered, I'll drink it to get me through Christmas. But into the new year it will hit its prime, and then we can kick off with the final thoughts and drink it through the new year. In the kit you get a sheet of paper with the ingredients and the mash schedule and the hop schedule and what they recommend you ferment it at. And in this particular kit there is one bag with 3 kilograms of Marisota, and then there's one bag with 1.3 kilograms of Marisota, so the remaining Marisota, 1.1 kilogram of rye malt, 288 grams of crystal malt, and 28 grams of chocolate malt. So they're all crushed, weighed out in a bag, ready to go. No worries about weighing anything out or having to then backpack the rest. Hops. Oh my goodness me, let me show you the hops, fellas. 1 pack, 2 packs, 3 packs, 4 packs, 5 packs, 6 packs, 6 packs of yeast. Hops, my goodness. So, starting off with a hop that I have never used before. It's a 70-minute boil, which seems strange to me, because it's either like 60-minute or 90-minute. You know, the 90 minutes giving you that extra half an hour. I can't see what an extra 10 minutes is going to add to the boil. But anyway, they've got it down as a 70-minute boil. At the start of the boil, so it just says start of the boil, so I'm guessing this is for the full 60 minutes, 70 minutes, is Bravo hop, 2017 Bravo hop. That's everything in there goes in for the boil. It's 35 grams in there. And then it just says end of boil, and then the rest of the hops. Chinook, Amarillo, Columbus, and then cool and ferment. You don't put all the hops in at the end of the boil. There's 35 grams of Chinook, 20 grams of Amarillo, 20 grams of Columbus go in at the end of the boil, and then the rest that's left over go in for dry hop. So then it says here, dry hop the balance of hops for a week. So whatever's left after you've weighed out for the end of the boil contributes to the dry hop. Now we also have in this kit Mosaic and Citra. So there's 80 grams of Mosaic and 40 grams of Citra that don't touch the boil. So that goes in with the remaining hops that are left over for the dry hop. So there's like over 100 grams of hops going in for a dry hop. The 80 gram of Mosaic and the 40 gram of Citra, they sound delightful for the dry hop. The rest of the Amarillo, the rest of the Chinook and the rest of the Columbus goes into the dry hop. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to turn out. So that's what we're doing today. RyePA, let's get mashed in. On the recipe, this little instructional sheet that they give you, it's saying to mash for 90 minutes at 66 degrees with 2.5 litres per kilogram of malt. So I'm working it out at a normal mash volume that I do, about 12.5 to 13 litres, and then sparge at 77 degrees until we collect 26 litres of wort. That is it, let's crack on, let's get doughed in. Smelling spicy. So that's 12.5 litres. That looks pretty good to me. Check my temps, I'm at 65 degrees, so we'll give her a stir around. Let's fill up the HLT again. Bring her back up over the Herms coil. It's pretty cold today, so I'm thinking might have to have the HLT a little bit warmer for loss of temp through the atmosphere in here, but through the pipes and whatnot. But let's stick her with 36 litres back in. We'll just get her ramped up a little bit. Coddle-doo! 66 degrees we're reading now. "66 degrees, fellas. Ah, I love it when a plan comes together." I'll tell you what, I think it's because obviously I've had this system running for so long now. You tend to gauge the temperatures, feel the steel, get the temperature and adjust just right. Fucking right to that. Now, more luck than judgment, fellas. More luck than judgment. 66 degrees, nice and stable. The HLT I've had to set at 70, so that's how much like temperature the mash tun is losing because it's not insulated, and how much we're losing through the pipe work as it's recirculating. So it doesn't matter though, we're sitting pretty at 66 degrees. It's the beauty of having the Herms coil. Helps you out big times. We are an hour into the mash, and normally that'd be when I'm starting to now vol off, getting the strike water ready for, the sparge water ready for sparging. But this is a 90-minute mash, so we have another half an hour to go. No problem, we've not hit any problems yet, and it's a nice, lovely, relaxing day so far. I've cursed it now. There she is, she's looking very golden. It's one of the darkest IPAs I've done for a while. I've got to tell you, the smell of the chocolate malt and the rye together is fantastic. That nice earthy spicy rye and that hint of chocolate, as well as the crystal. But looking forward to this RyePA. I'm going to change up the transfer. I normally have this pump here is just recirculating the mash through the herms. You see it goes up through there, comes out of there and back in. And this second pump is recirculating the HLT water, so it's maintaining a temp. And what I normally do with the transfer is I normally put this onto here, so I'm just running out the mash tun and then through this pipe which is recirculating normally the HLT, which hasn't got fitting on the end, and that drapes into the top. The problem I have though is maintaining a slow flow means that the pump is you're having to dial down the pump, not dial down the pump but dial down what's leaving the pump, so it's then having to climb uphill up here and into the top, and it drops down, and I have a bit of a problem balancing the flow. So the flow that I want, it sometimes creeps back into the pipe, and then when I open the flow up a little bit, it judders and ends up disturbing the grain bed, and ends up sometimes spitting a bit of grain into there, which we don't want. It has been better since the last brew when we sorted out the washer for the mash tun false bottom. But I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to run it out and straight into the tap. So we're just going to have a nice steady and in there, and just monitor it on there. And when we sparge, but that's what we're going to do today. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Oh yeah, forgot to tell you. Actually picked up a new bucket. Where is it? Picked up a new fermenter the other day at Love Brewing, just down the road from me. So I've treated myself to a new bucket, and while I was there I've just picked up a hydrometer, and we're back to hydrometers. Back to hydrometers now. 90-minute mash plus an extra half an hour on day. We're approaching the 90-minute mash end, and we've spent the last sort of 10 minutes Vorloffing. I've switched the pipes around because I haven't got a spare Gecko fitting to basically make sure that every pipe is running where I want it to run. If I had a spare Gecko fitting, then I could have put it on the loose end that recirculates the HLT and put that straight onto the boil pot. So to get round that, we're not going to be running the sparge water through the herms to wash her out, which is normally the way I sparge. I run it through the herms, it comes out the bottom and into the mash tun. But because we're not doing that, the pipe that recircs through the top of the herms is now Vorloffing into the mash, and we'll use that to attach to the boil pot. And we'll just have to rinse out the herms coil at the end of the day. But let's have a look at the mash. Vorloffing nice and steady. It's a nice little trickle, and it's nice and clear. There's no grain coming through it anymore. The bed has settled. So this now will go onto the boil pot. So now we need to turn off the pump that's recirculating the HLT, and we need to remove it from the top and pop it into the mash tun. Just like so. And as always, maintain the same. Just let it open that way up, hey dog. Careful. There we go. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And now the wort is transferring into the boil pot nice and slowly, just what we want. Trickling in, trickling in. We'll just speed up the sparge. just a tad. We'll keep an eye on that and that. But so far so good. We're running off. Slow that flow down a tiny bit, but that looks good to me. Oh, why didn't I think of this before? I'm so stupid. I'll get back to you once we're filled up and we'll take a reading on the hydrometer. Right, fellas. We've had the transfer and right, we've collected about 27 litres. It's looking a beautiful colour. Smelling delightful. So elements are on to get us up to a boil and the fan's on. Now I'm just looking at the recipe stats on this sheet that they give you, and it only gives you the original gravity and the finished gravity. It doesn't give you a starting gravity, which is handy, but I'm going to take one nonetheless just to see where we are. I mean, it's a beautiful colour. It's a beautiful, beautiful colour, and it's nice and clear. It's been a long time since I've used a hydrometer, so let's hope I can get through today without breaking it, and just see what we're starting with. I'm going to overflow, so I'll just drop it in this bucket. Oh no, we're not. Perfect. Perfection. 1040 it looks like. 1040, maybe 1042 at a push. I've collected a litre more than what the recipe asked for. It said 26 litres of wort, and we have an extra litre, so we are gonna probably miss the numbers, unless what normally happens and I have a bit of a ferocious boil off. So there are two things we can do in a situation like this. Because I've collected too much wort to boil to start with, like a litre too much. If the numbers are what you are dying to achieve, you'll boil off until you're at your desired numbers. Or you can just boil it as is and have a less ABV'd beer, because you've got more volume, which is probably what I'm going to do, because it's coming out at it says it's going to be 5.9%, so it'll be like 5.9%, 6%. So if I miss the 6%, I ain't too bothered. But the colour's looking good. Typical bloody scales. Anyway, I was going to show you that there was exactly 35 grams of Bravo in the pack. So far the Bravo is bang on, weighed out 35 grams. Oh my goodness me, we're fogged up. But the hot break has upped and buggered off. So we're going to put in the Bravo. And it's leaf. The kit comes with leaf, I think it's all leaf. So anyway, that's it. Start the 60-minute boil. We all fogged up. Let's start the timer. Away we go. And watch it like a hawk. Right, while that's boiling away and the timer's started, let's weigh out the hops that are going to be going in once we're done boiling. 35 grams of Chinook. Boop. 35 grams of Chinook. I need a bigger boat. 20 grams of Amarillo. Boop. 20 grams of Amarillo. 20 grams of Columbus. Boop, boop. Excellent. So that goes in at the end of the boil. That means that we have remaining hops of Columbus Amarillo and Chinook that I will put together and vac pack them all together, because I don't want to have to store like 3 open packs and they're all going in the dry hop, so it doesn't matter that they're together. So we'll bung them all together, we'll vac pack them, and then all we'll have to do at dry hop is open the vac pack of remaining Chinook, Columbus and Amarillo, and then throw in the Mosaic and throw in the Citra with it, and that's the dry hop for a week. It's a big old hefty dry hop. That is it. That's the dry hop. It's a big one. 10 minutes into the boil. I ain't going to do a 70-minute boil. I can't see the point in doing an extra 10 minutes. I don't know what that extra 10 minutes is going to gain. So we're just going to do normal 60-minute, and then we can get cleaned up a little bit quicker. The boil has ended, and we've dropped it down to, well, we're dropping down to 80 degrees, 82. That's fine. So it's a little bit vague on the end of the boil hops, because it just says, and then it just says end of boil, and that's it, end of boil. So the boil's ended. I'm just going to play it like I do when I'm adding hops at this stage, which is to drop it down to 80 degrees, which we're at now. I'll stop the recirc for a moment, and we'll chuck in the Chinook, Amarillo and Columbus that we weighed out earlier. It smells fantastic. So let me get the lid off of here. Grab you and pop these in. I'm going to stick them anywhere really, but there we go. So they're in. So I'm just going to stick the recirc back on and just let them have a shit in it. Original Gravity 1058 for this recipe, and took a sample and chilled it, and I'll make that 1058 52468. Marvellous. We've hit the numbers. We've had a good 20 minutes just letting them hops do the bits and bobs in there, having a bit of a splash about and a bathe, releasing some of them oils. And I'm going to have to be very careful because I've had a blocked pump for the first time ever. The brew pumps do not like leaf hop in them. Oh no, 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 no. The pellets, no problem, and I always brew with pellets, but testing them with the leaf, we had a slight blockage. Anyway, I've cleared it. We recirculated. We're letting it settle now, and now we're chilling. So we're at 35 degrees. Oh, I've got a bit of a leak on me thingy. Yeah, 35 degrees. So once we're chilled, we'll get her into the fermenter and pitch some. I used to pause. Got to be happy with that. Hitting the numbers. Bragging rights. We're at 25 degrees in there. This fermenter's coiled. It's been sat with Star San in it most of the day. And it's getting nippy, fellas. So it's time to get her into bed. There you go, made out. Blocked again. What terrible luck. A very clever man. A very clever man. Pièce pour resistance. Some USO 5. Right. Let's get the bad boy to bed. Excellent. Probe is in. Done. Just wait for the probe to pick back up. See, 13 degrees. Because it's been out in the cold air while I sorted the stuff out. Right, that's it. A RyePA down. Just actually realised that there's only really next week, and then it's Christmas, so looks like this one won't be ready. never mind, the video's up for you to watch, so I'll have to just wait, never mind. But that's it, smooth brew day, apart from the fact that now we know that I'm going to avoid leaf hops like the plague, because I've never ever had a problem with the brew pumps with pellet. First time I'm using leaf because of this goddamn kit, and it blocks up twice. But never mind, we've got it into the fermentation fridge. Brew day's done, beer is brewing, fantastic. That's it. Well, that's going to be the last brew day of 2018. My goodness me. Oh well. You've done me proud for this year, boys. You can have your turn next year. That's it, fellas. So as always, don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Click it. You won't start coming next to the video. Get more to see. Until next time, I'm out of here.